Hello everyone, welcome to today's our online class. So today we are going to start a new lesson from our supplement reader Moments. The name of the chapter is The Lost Child. It was written by Molgraj Anand. It is about a child who was lost in a fair. He went to watch a fair with his parents, but he was lost in the crowds. So we can check what happens there. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys. Spring, the season. It comes during the month of February, March, like that. Okay, spring season. It's a season, you know that. So it's a spring season, so that what happens? People will interestingly go out. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Emerged means came out. So wintry shades means that before the spring season, what will come? It will be the winter season. After the winter only, the spring season will come. So winter season, people will be there inside the house. So after that winter season, they are coming out through the narrow lines and the alleys. They are coming out to go and enjoy the season. Gaily means happily, clad means clothed. So most of the time the festivals will be there during that time, so that people are coming out. So it will be very happy, interesting one. So some walked, some rode on horses, others sat being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. So some people walked, some people rode on horses, and some others sat on the bamboo cart or bullock cart. So they are carrying by somebody's. If they are, one little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life all offer. So here, brimming over means to be so full of liquid that it flows over the edge. That if you have a glass of full water, then it will, if you shake it, it will flow over the edges. So like that, that's brimming over. Here, brimming over means enjoying the happiness, with a lot of happiness. And the boy was enjoying. One little boy ran between his father's legs. So he's running in between the father's legs. He was very happy. He's brimming over because of the happiness. Why he was very much happy? Because it's spring season. They are going out. So he was very happily laughing and enjoying that situation. There will be happiness everywhere. It's a spring season and the child is going for a festival, so that he was enjoying it. Come child, come, called his parents as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. So parents called him. It's a festival, so he was the boy was lagged behind. Lagged behind means was left behind on the way, fascinated, attracted to. He was attracted to the toys in the stalls. So he was in the fair. So in the fair we can see a lot of toys and other things there. So he was attracted to the toys and he was lagged behind. That means he was looking there and he was staying there. So he is not moving forward. So the parents called him, come child, come. You have to move forward. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. Lingering means lasting for a long time. So looking, always staying there, watching out there. Receding means left behind as he walked ahead. So when his parents called, his feet obedient. That means he obeyed the order of his parents, even though his eyes were looking at the toys. Eyes were looking at the toys. He's walking forward, his eyes are looking at the toys, because when he was moving forward, the toys are still there. You can see that picture, the boy was looking back. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him. He could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Suppress means put to an end. So he could not suppress, he could not put an end to the great desire to get that one. Here, cold means without any feelings of affection. So, even though he wanted to get that toys, but he knows that the cold eyes, that means without any feeling, the parents looked at him, looked at him without any feeling, that they will not try get him to buy that toys. They will not buy that toys for him. They refused. That refusal is there in their eyes, but he wanted to get that one. So he could not suppress that desire to get that toys, even though he knew the parents will never accept to buy that toys. So that he could not suppress his heart, that desire. I want that toy, he pleaded, requested. Pleaded means requested. So he requested that I want that toy. His father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar tyrant's way. Red-eyed means that angry of that person, anger. So tyrant is a cruel and oppressive ruler. So here the boy's father looked at him angrily. With red-eyed, angry faced, he looked at him. When the boy said, I want that toy, he requested, I want that toy. But his father didn't listen to that one. He looked at him very angrily. His mother melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender on, giving him her finger to hold, said, Look, child, what is before you? It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. Here, melted means become tender and loving. So, here, pale means dull and colorless. So, look there. The boy's father was angry, but mother was became tender and loving because of the free spirit of that day. And she asked him to look at the mustard field, the golden colored mustard field is flowering. It was flowered mustard field. So the beauty of that field she showed to the child. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. So gaudy means extremely bright and showy. So dragonflies, a group of dragonflies, they are moving. So what they are in between, when suddenly a butterfly or a lone black bee, it is that butterfly or that black bee, they may searching for the sweetness from the flowers. So they blocked the way. So it's all are the enjoyment of that nature. Okay. So we know the child followed them in the air with his gaze till on them would still its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it. So till one of them, so he followed that dragonflies. One of the dragonfly is still resting there without flying there, is still resting there. So he wanted to catch that one, but it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost caught in its hands. His mother gave a cautionary call, Come child, come onto the footpath. So the dragonfly is there. He tried to catch the dragonfly which is resting there, and suddenly it flutter and flapping. Fluttering means that beating of that wings. Cautionary call. This is a warning call, warningly. So when he tried to catch the dragonfly, it fly away. Then mother called him warningly. She called, Come to the footpath. He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while, being, however, soon left behind, attracted by little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Abreast means side by side and facing the same way. So here what happens there? The boy walking towards there. Okay, teeming out. Teeming out means to pour or empty out. To pour out or empty out. So what happened there? The boy was again walking with the parents, but suddenly he saw the insects there. Then again he left behind. He was attracted to the insects which is coming out to see the sunshine there. So again, the which are the insects which came out from their hiding places to get the sunshine, to enjoy the sunshine on the footpath. So again he was left behind to watch them. Come, child, come, his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. He ran towards them. So grove is a small wood or group of trees. So the parents sat under the shade of a grove, near the shade of a grove, that is there. They are sitting on the edge of the well. So the child ran towards the parents. So they are walking and the child was enjoying the nature. What are the beautiful things he has seen there? He was enjoying the soul and he was always left behind. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. So when he entered the grove, some of the flowers fell down. So he forgot his parents and he started collecting the petals of the flowers. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves and he ran towards his parents shouting, "The dove! The dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. So suddenly he heard the cooing sound, cooing of the dove, cooing of the dog. So cooing of the dove. Then what happened? Do you know what's by cooing? Cooing is the sound produced by the dove. So by listening to the cooing of the dove, he dropped the petals and he ran towards his parents shouting, "The dove! The dove! See, you listen, there's a dove." So he was enjoying, he was amazing, happy to hear the sound of the dove, and dropped his that petals from his forgotten hands. That is, he forgot there was petals in his hands. He forgot that I'm holding some petals in my hand. So suddenly, when he was thinking about the dove, it fell down from there. "Come, child, come!" They called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. Capers means a playful skipping movement, rounding the in a round shape, running in a enjoyfully or what's a happily running towards the round the trees. That is that capers. So here the boy was running around the tree, banyan tree, and he was okay. Then my parents called him to move forward. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. Throngs means huge crowds. So converging, gathering, group of people. Whirlpool, you know what is whirlpool. Then what happens there? Here, when he reached there, lot of people are there. It's like a whirlpool. In the fair, lot of people are coming and they are high walking. Then it is looking like a whirlpool. On the footpath, a lot of people are walking. We know that if in a fair is there, many people will be there. And he felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. Repelled, frightened, and fascinated, attracted. Suddenly he got some fear. At the same time, he was attracted to the confusion of that feet. He was confused and he was enjoying it. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasagula, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd passed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. So we know a hawker, a person who sells something, a sweetmeat seller, he's saying that one. So he made that food items like a architecture. You know what is architecture? The different shapes. So sometimes the shape will be height one, some is very small, or some is the behind of something. So like that architecture will be there. So like that the food items he decorated and he kept like a different architectural shapes, and he was decorated it with leaves of silver and gold also. The child stared open eyed, and his mouth watered for the Buffy that was his favorite sweet. I want that Buffy, he slowly murmured. Murmuring means talking very low sound, in a low sound. So the scene of Buffy made him watered. His mouth watered. He's like that one, his favorite one. So he slowly murmured that one. What he said? I want that Buffy. I want that Buffy. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded because his parents would say he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. So he know heeded means paid attention to, not be heeded, will not give any attention to. So he know that one. He knew that his parents will not listen to him, and they will say you are greedy, you are greedy, you are greedy to eat such type of things. So they will say no. They will say a big no to the boy. No, don't buy these all things. So he know that. So he became very sad. A flower seller hogged a garland of gulmohar. A garland of gulmohar. Gulmohar is a type of flower. It's a red colored flower. So a flower seller is saying that a garland of gulmohar. Garland means a necklace made with flowers. A garland of gulmohar. Garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured, I want that garland. So he went towards that basket and he again said, I want that garland. In half murmured means he talked in a low voice. He knew his parents, but he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. When he asked for the food item, what they said? They said he is greedy. He is greedy. But now what will they say? When he asked for flower, they will say they were very cheap. They were cheap. You should not buy that one. So he knew what are the answers. It will come from his parents. A man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of the silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. Overwhelming means a very strong emotion. So a man was standing there holding a pole. In that pole, what was the different colors of balloons are there? And he was amazed to see that one. He wanted to get this all. He liked that rainbow glory of that silken colors from that balloon. So he wanted to get that balloons. He has a strong emotion to get that one. So he wanted to possess them all. He wanted to buy them all. He doesn't want to get one. He wanted everything, all the balloons. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on farther. So he knew that his parents will say, no, you are not a small kid to play that one. You are grown up, so you should not play with balloons. So he knew that one. The parents will say that one. So he moved farther. Farther means move forward. The reasons, what are the reasons he has? These all things the parents will not accept. That is there. A snake charmer stood playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket, its head raised in a graceful bend like the neck of a swan, while the music stole in the invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. So a snake charmer. What is snake charmer doing? Is playing music in the flute. Coiled. What is by coiled? Coiled is rounded, round shaped. So this is the shape of the coiled means like this. So the snake is coiled inside that box, inside the basket. Then the person, the charmer is playing a flute, and the neck of the snake is looking like a swan. It is raised there. It is the neck of the snake is looking like a swan, and he was listening to the music played by the person. So here the pleasant music played by the snake charmer. So listen, here we know the snake doesn't have a ear. So the what is my rippling? Rippling. So it is the rippling means the round waves. When a water something fall on the water, you can see the shape is there. It is moving round waves will be there. So that is called a ripple. So here the music of the snake charmer, it is looking like it is rippling into the invisible ear of the snake, so that it is moving from here to there. The child went towards the snake charmer, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music as the snake charmer played, he proceeded farther. Farther means move forward. So forbidden, not allowed. Coarse means unpleasant. So his parents will say, no, you should not listen to such type of unpleasant music. So he says that parents will say the snake charmer's flute music will be unpleasant. So parents will never allow him to listen to such type of music. So parents will ask him to move forward. So that what he did there, he moved forward from there. There was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children, carried in a whirling motion, shrieked and cried with dizzy laughter. The child watched them. So look there, it's a roundabout. In that, a whirling motion, the people are moving, enjoying there. So the children, women, men, everyone is there sitting on there, and they are enjoying that fair. They are moving in that whirling motion. So if you go to any park, you can see this type of things. The child watched them intently, and then he made a bold request. I want to go on to the roundabout, please, father, mother. So intently he looked. Intentionally he looked there. He wanted to go there. Till now he asking there some requests. He know what the parents will say. But now he boldly said, I want to go there. I want to go there. There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there. Ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. So now he asked, I want to go the roundabout. I want to enjoy that one. But there was no reply from the parents. He turned and looked at his parents. They were not there. Where were their parents? He was in a confusion because the child is lost now. He was lost in the middle of the fair. He lost his parents. No one is there. He missed them. Where are they? So we are stopping the part here, and we'll continue the next part in the next class. I hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you for watching.